Oh, we got some exciting news. One, Remco Evenepoel, reigning world champion, Olympic TT champion, dominated stage 4 of the 2025 Critérium du Dauphiné and takes over the race lead over the 17.4 kilometer course, finishing here in Saint-Péray with the fortified castle up above here in the department of the Ardèche. Remco Evenepoel clocked a time of 20 minutes and some change, averaging, powering through the course at 50 kilometers an hour. It was enough to smash his rivals, the early pace setters, Tobias Foss, Remy Cavagna, and Remco Evenepoel taking the hot seat. Nothing to be done from Matteo Jorgensen, from Jonas Vingegaard, and from Tadej Pogacar, the world champion and defending Tour de France champion, who frankly had a bit of a bad day, and we're going to get into that. But Remco Evenepoel showed he's got the markers he needs to, one, win the Critérium du Dauphiné in 4 days' time. Buckle up, lock yourself in the house, because it's going to be an exciting 4 days to come. And two, that he's on target for the Tour de France starting July 5th in Lille. Because Remco Evenepoel, well, he had doubts surrounding him after he had crashed with a postal office car over the winter, fought his way back, and is now back in racing condition. It is now back in winning condition, and is now winning against his top Tour de France rivals, Jonas Vingegaard and Tadej Pogacar. It wasn't a surprise result by any means. It was what we expected from the world champion and Olympic TT champion, but it was great to see. He knocked out Ivan Romeo, yesterday's stage winner and holder of the yellow jersey, and he also knocked out Tobias Foss, another rider who was up in the escape yesterday and was a threat for the overall. He's still a threat for the overall. If we're looking up the top 6 on the day, it was Remco Evenepoel, Jonas Vingegaard down about 20 seconds, and in third, teammate of Jonas Vingegaard of Team Visma Lease Bike, Matteo Jorgensen. Fourth on the day, Tadej Pogacar. Fifth on the day, Florian Lipowitz of Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe, who now sits second overall by around 4 seconds off on Remco Evenepoel. Sixth on the day, well, kind of a surprising result. The guy who's holding the green jersey, Mathieu van der Poel. Now let's look at the GC standings and what this all means, because we had a big shakeup and some question marks. Afterwards, after the stage, we followed Remco Evenepoel over the finish line, sweat all over him, pouring water on himself in the rainbow stripes of world champion, out there doing it right today. Remco Evenepoel should be proud of the day, winning the stage, taking the yellow jersey. But then we look at the other placings. Jonas Vingegaard had a great time, just 20 seconds off Remco Evenepoel. Same for Matteo Jorgensen. Both of those guys are on track for, one, trying to win the Critérium du Dauphiné, and for two, like Remco Evenepoel, for the Tour de France. But then there's Tadej Pogacar. He was 30 seconds off of Jonas Vingegaard and 50 seconds off Remco Evenepoel. We followed Jonas Vingegaard after he finished his TT, again pouring water on himself, there hunched over his handlebars, Danish flag on his TT helmet. You let me know whether or not you like those helmets. I don't know, they're a bit ugly if you ask me, but maybe they do the arrow trick. He cools off and rides his way over to the van. Then comes, right at the same time, Tadej Pogacar. Oh, not a great time for Tadej. 50 seconds down on Remco, 30 seconds down on Jonas Vingegaard. Doesn't want to speak, goes behind the podium area, cools down on his TT bike. Okay, then he's done. Then he rides over to the team van, which is parked right over that way. We follow him. I'm not sure Tadej just didn't want to speak, but whether or not the press team around Tadej really just said, hey, Tadej, say a few words, because it looked like Tadej was saying, yeah, okay, I could do a few words, explain how the day went. But it was more like the team, and they didn't manage him well around Tadej and having him speak. We would have loved to hear what Tadej had to say on the day. Sure, it's going to be a disappointment, but this isn't the end-all and be-all for the Tour de France. But 30 seconds off of Jonas and 50 off of Remco, well, Tadej may have some more work to do after crushing it in the classics, taking a break and coming back here in the Critérium du Dauphiné. This is his first race as he prepares for the Tour de France. Reigning champion, 3-time Tour de France champion. Last year won the Giro and the Tour back-to-back. don't worry, all you Poggy fans out there, myself included, I think he can still be on target for the Tour de France. And a lot of the riders, including Van der Poel, including Vingegaard, including Remco, are still building up for that Tour de France. And whether or not they build up at the same level, if some slow down ahead of the Tour, we need to find out. One thing's for certain, at the end of the day, Remco Evenepoel lays down the law in stage 4, showing he's boss in the TT. And Tadej Pogacar giving us all a lot of questions that we need to answer in the coming days. Because now, looking at the GC, well, he trails by 38 seconds, sitting in 8th place overall, right on his tail, and 39 seconds at 9th place overall. Well, it's Matteo Jorgensen. He can attack. He can attack with Jonas Vingegaard. Vingegaard is at 16 seconds back behind Remco Evenepoel in 5th place overall. And Lipowitz, yesterday, who got away in that escape, only 4 seconds back. Yes, this Critérium du Dauphiné is going to be an amazing one as we go on for 4 more days. Today, though, it's Remco Evenepoel on top.